point.
You gonna look at this camera.
Can I get one with my joint too?
Yeah, I got you. Sure, yeah. Wikipedia did that stupid shit. That's what I was reading.
Did what?
They had that, the Eminem shit. That's what.
Nigga, cause all his people went on there with my Wikipedia.
Oh.
All the stands went on there and just started putting all kind of shit. Yeah. Anybody could go on Wikipedia and change on there.
I heard.
I'll go on your right now and
Hey, watch yourself. So wasn't the government that did it?
that you Bronx flip. You really from the
You
Bronx.
sure it wasn't the government that did
The
that
government
shit?
changed it for you, right?
No, it was definitely the stands. It was the stands.
Yeah.
How you feel about R. Kelly? You still play it? You still like R. Kelly?
And you clap. So you want R. Kelly muted? Is that it? You don't want to ever hear R. Kelly again?
I like his songs, but I don't know. Cancel culture is dangerous, like you said.
It is. Because if we're going to cancel him,
All the other
there's other people that need to be canceled that came before him.
You cancel
Ain't nobody canceling Jerry Lee Lewis. Come on. Mad people.
But then Elvis,
So we should cancel all of them.
Didn't Elvis marry a 13-year-old? No, not Elvis.
We should either cancel everybody. You see what I'm saying? It got to be equality. And that's
R. Kelly wrote for.
You can't cancel Aaliyah.
I'm saying he's involved.
Yo, well, you'd have to cancel
AJ
number.
Exactly.
I never felt comfortable with that song anyway. I ain't gonna lie.
He did a lot
When that first shit came out.
But you know what? That's a
B2K?
great. That's a great. Ooh.
So you gonna cancel all them records? What we doing?
And we're gonna cancel
We're talking about
Space Jams. Cause that's why I believe I can fly. Hold up. You're gonna cancel the videos of you know how many graduations ended with I believe I could fly.
Definitely mine.
What we talking about?
So let's erase all those graduation videos where you're saying R. Kelly song.
I was on come in the middle of her.
Do it.
I dare you.
Jamar, calm down, man.
Yo, so who do you feel is like some of the hip hop goats, man? Cause you talked about goats earlier, like
Jay-Z, LL Cool J.
Ooh.
my guy.
Yo, he had a mean run, bro. LL was fire, boy.
Yeah, like come on. It probably would have been the GOAT if there was no Jay-Z. It probably would have been LL.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because he had a few misses. You know what I mean? Like music-wise.
Okay, you said Jay-Z, LL, some goats. Like those are the OGs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. First of all, anybody from this era, I feel like you ain't even been out long enough to even be like considered in any GOAT type of talk.
Drake. Is he close?
Yes.
Okay, respect it.
Yo, this man, no joke.
But hold up, but in my book, he can never be the greatest because he don't write all his own shit.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Well,
But he could be one of the greatest entertainers.
he had help,
In
but he
hip-hop.
showed that he wrote his own shit, though.
Huh?
He had help with some of the shit, but he showed that he wrote his own shit.
The real niggas don't even have help. They did it all themselves. I'm just telling the facts. So, if you want to be considered with a certain criteria, it just,
Yeah, I can't do this big shit with you.
Yo, so we got the behind the scenes going right now before the show gets started. You know what I'm saying? We got a little more in the building. You know what I'm saying? The legendary, so I wanted to get a few questions in to kind of break the ice. You know what I'm saying? Get you warmed up and all that. Get you ready for a crazy show.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not too crazy though, but a few of the fans was interested in kind of getting an insight on a few records that you put out. You know what I'm saying? A few of their favorite records that you put out from back in the days, and kind of wanted to I wanted you to give me a little insight on the thought process. I'm gonna name 4 records.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me like what you was thinking at the time, your mindset, or maybe the studio session, or maybe something that happened that day, that week that made you put that record out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start off with Slow Down.
Okay. what made us put that out, or why?
Or just like when you hear that title, whatever, what like what does it remind you of? Like,
I think that was like the last record we recorded on that album.
Really?
Yeah, like we had beat, and it wasn't coming together or something. You know what I mean? Like we liked the sample, but like whatever drums we was trying or some shit, it wasn't working or some shit like that.
Right.
And then so that day we was revisiting the sample, and somebody came with the drums that we ended up using. Everybody just kind of came up with an idea of what it might be about.
Right.
And everybody went home, wrote their shit, and then came back and we recorded the shit.
All right, next record, I'm Black and I'm Proud.
Black and Proud.
I'm Black and I'm Proud.
Yeah.
Take me there.
That's a joint. I think Grand Poobah produced that beat. And yeah, that's, to me that's like a classic Brand Nubian like sleeper joint, like, because a song like that is kind of like what Brand Nubian is all about. You know what I mean? Being black and proud, and that came on the Foundation album, which I feel was a strong sleeper album.
Right.
And yeah, that was just, again, the sample just kind of dictated what the song was going to be about. Like, what else could you rhyme about?
Right.
You know what I mean?
But did something happen to make y'all write that record? Like, would you guys dealing with any like racial profiling or anything crazy happening at that time for y'all to write that?
We living in America, bro. Like, what has really changed since all of us have been born? Like, there's been racial profiling since you've been. Ain't nothing really changed. Like, you know what I mean? Regardless of Obama, and that was pre-Obama and all of that.
Way before.
But yeah, of course, we had all been through shit as black men. So yeah, we was gonna express that in that song.
All for One. That's my joint right there. Hard record.
Again,
the sample.
The sample was just so hard. Poobah came with the record. It was an obscure James Brown record where it was like all instrumental shit that James was doing. Like, he wasn't really singing on this joint. And we caught the sample and just, I'm not even sure. Like, back then we used to experiment with a lot of records too, like the One for All and All for One, that might have been from a whole other record or some shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, we used to do a lot of shit like that, like the horns and let's say Slow Down and all that are not from the original record we sampled. We start with something and then go through other records and find sounds and shit like that,
piece it together,
and piece it together like that. Like, whereas a lot of times today you might take everything out of one record, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that All for One and shit. So once we put that in again, now that's kind of giving us a basis of what to talk about, kind of. Yeah.
Now, how did that work though, as far as the sampling? Like, you guys, I know back in the days, a lot of hip hop records, it was like a lot of samplers. You know what I'm saying? Like, how'd y'all get through? Because I heard like Michael Jackson samples of some hip hop records, and I heard like you said, Muse and James Brown. Like, how'd y'all get away with sampling? It's not easy to just sample somebody's record.
Well, on the first album, we wasn't physically touching the buttons and shit like that. Like, but we was telling the engineer, like, chop it from there, you know what I mean? Make that shit loop and do it like that, you know what I mean? So we was like producing from the mind, but not.
I'm saying, like, how'd y'all clear them samples?
Oh,
because some of the records is.
Some of that shit didn't get cleared. That was the days of when you just was reckless with it, and you just sampled some shit, and then later when your shit come out, you start getting, letters and shit.
Right,
a record company getting letters. Oh, this one is, and they putting out fires now. So now on your next record, now they like, oh, we gotta make sure we clear the samples, and write them all down, and it's all this bullshit, and it started to kill the creativity of a lot of rappers and shit like that. Right. You know what I mean? So by the third album, I'm like, well, fuck it. Let's experiment with just live instruments. Fuck these samples.
Right.
And that was the science that everything is everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And the last song, Don't Let It Go to Your Head Now. Same joint sample.
You see what I'm saying? You naming all these are all no-brainer songs. Like, you see what I'm saying? That was a song that we got that beat from this producer kid, and it was already right there. We just had to interpret it in a brand Nubian kind of way, you dig? So it's like the hook and all that, don't let it go to all that was there. Right. And it's so we just heard it as brand Nubian and said, what does that mean to us? You know what I mean? And to us it was like, don't let all this rap shit and this celebrity shit, this hip hop shit go to your head. You know what I mean? That's what we got from it. So that's what we relayed to the people. You dig?
That's dope.
We dig. Behind the scenes, Queens Flip, DJ G Money. You know, stay tuned. I think may do a drop for y'all, something like that, maybe.
May do a drop for man.
Yeah, the behind the scenes is moving, man. You know, we get complaints that the people that did not have behind the scenes, they say
I know.
Yeah.
My man, what I missed? King Erna hit
me up. Oh,
he said, "Yo, how you skip me, bro?" I said, "I just started backing up again. I ain't behind the scenes in a while."
Yeah.
So you know.
Yes.
Over here though. Yes. Mighty one time.
Mighty two time. We about to turn up.
Ready? Yeah.
Yo, Bob, we ready?
You ready? The show one time. Got it.
Here.
Yo, Beth. That shit crazy.